As the night falls softly, a grandmother's gentle voice carries wisdom and warmth to her sons. She shares her evening prayer, weaving a message of faith, safety, and angelic protection into their dreams. Each word she speaks feels like a blessing wrapped in love, guiding them toward peaceful rest. Tonight, she assures them that angels will stand watch over their sleep. Asterisk, my dear ones, tonight, as you prepare to close your eyes and let your bodies rest, I want to remind you of something that has carried me through all the years of my life. When we rest, our minds drift into that quiet place where the world fades away. And in that place, we are at our most vulnerable. Our thoughts scatter, our defenses lower, and our hearts soften into silence. But do you know what I have always believed, and what life has shown me again and again? That we are never left alone in that silence. We are never abandoned in the night. Faith has taught me that angels are always sent to guard us through those hours, watching over us when we can no longer watch over ourselves. I tell you this, not because it sounds sweet or poetic, but because I have felt it, seen it, and lived it. There were nights when I was a young mother and the house was quiet, and fear would creep into my chest. I would wonder if the future was safe, if tomorrow would come with joy or sorrow. I would lie awake with those questions pressing down on me. But in those very moments, I would feel a calmness that didn't come from myself. It was like an invisible presence brushing against my spirit, whispering that I was not carrying the weight of the world alone. Sometimes I could even sense that soft touch, as if someone had laid a gentle hand upon my head, and peace would settle deep into my soul. That, my dear ones, is what angels do. They come unseen, not with trumpet blasts or blinding light, but with quiet strength that reaches into your heart. When I tell you angels are not just symbols, I mean it with all my heart. They are not merely stories for children or words we recite out of tradition. They are real messengers of the divine, carrying comfort from a place beyond what our eyes can see. Many people think angels only belong to holy books or paintings, but I believe they belong to every person who dares to trust that they are never abandoned. They belong to the child who prays with simple words before bed, to the man who carries the weight of his workday, to the mother who wonders how she will keep her family safe. Angels are assigned to each of us, not because we are powerful, but because we are deeply loved. I want you to believe that when you close your eyes tonight, you are not lying in darkness alone. You are wrapped in light, even if your room feels quiet and empty. You may not see that light with your eyes, but your soul knows it is there. I know this because so many nights I thought my prayers were just whispers into the air, yet I woke in the morning with renewed strength I could not explain. That strength, that protection, that peace, it does not come from nowhere. It comes from unseen hands covering you, holding back what might harm you, lifting away the weight that tries to crush you. I remember one night many years ago when a storm raged outside. The windows rattled, the trees bent low, and fear filled the house. I had you boys sleeping soundly in the other room, and I sat awake with worry. I was afraid the storm might break through, that harm might come. But then I felt something remarkable. It was as if the house itself was being held, as if invisible arms surrounded us. A warmth spread through me that no storm could shake. That night passed, the storm moved on, and the morning came with clear skies, and in my heart I knew had been there, standing guard through the darkness, carrying us safely into another day. Now you might say, Grandmother, how can you be so sure? My loves, faith is not about having proof like a coin in your hand. It is about trusting the patterns you see again and again, the peace that arrives when fear should have won, the protection that comes when danger was near, the comfort that falls on you when you had no strength left. That is how I know. That is why I can say with certainty that angels are real, not as a story, but as living protectors sent from heaven itself. So tonight, as you rest, I want you to picture it, not in some grand and distant way, but close and tender. Imagine an angel standing quietly by your bedside, not with frightening power, but with gentle watchfulness. Imagine those wings not as distant images, but as a covering of safety, stretching over you so no shadow can disturb your peace. Imagine their voice not booming like thunder, but soft as the hush of night, whispering, "You are safe, you are loved." Sleep without fear. I tell you, children, that there is no safer place than a soul resting in faith. The world can be full of noise, of worries, of dangers we cannot see. But when you trust that you are being watched over, your heart can finally relax. You do not have to carry tomorrow in your hands tonight. You only need to surrender and let yourself be held. That is the beauty of angel dreams. They remind us that even when our bodies sleep, heaven does not. Even when our eyes close, the eyes of angels remain open. Some people may laugh at such faith, calling it childish or old-fashioned. Let them laugh. They have not known the nights I have known. They have not felt the brush of calm when fear tried to suffocate. They have not woken in the morning knowing they were carried through hours of darkness. My sons, I would not tell you this if it were only a fairy tale. I tell you because it has been the thread of my life, the truth I lean on when nothing else makes sense. So tonight, as you drift into your dreams, do not fill your mind with the weight of the world. Do not carry the burdens of yesterday or the worries of tomorrow. Instead, carry this image: angels surrounding your bed, light filling the room, even if your eyes see only shadows, safety wrapping you like a blanket. Trust that those unseen guardians will stand watch until the dawn breaks. And if you wake in the night, startled by a dream or disturbed by a sound, remember, this fear is quick to shout, but angels are quicker to answer. Breathe, whisper a prayer, and let yourself feel the calm that follows. You are not alone. You never have been, and you never will be. My dear ones, I want you to hold on to this truth, not just tonight, but every night of your lives. Wherever you may go, however far from home, remember that there are always heavenly protectors walking beside you, watching over your steps, and guarding your sleep. That is a promise I have lived, and it is a promise you can live too. Now rest, my loves. Rest without worry, rest without fear. For tonight and every night, you are protected by angel dreams.